Welcome to It's Your Date with Destiny with Apostle Vivian and Pastor Jemma Duncan of Divine Destiny Worship Center in Diego Martin. For the next 30 minutes, join us as we take you on a journey of maximizing your potential and realizing your goals through Jesus Christ.
Why is it when you need a miracle, it doesn't happen, but when you least expect it, it happens?
You are married, you have challenges in your relationship, but your spouse is unwilling to accede to any counseling. Is divorce an option?
How does a parent handle a promiscuous child?
What are considered the do's and don'ts of a born-again couple who is not yet married?
There are always more questions than answers. So here is Apostle Jemma.
A very good morning to you. Welcome to Ask Pastor Jemma. I thank you for taking the time to view the program, and I hope that you've been with me for some time. If not, if you're a first-time viewer, my name is Jemma Duncan. I'm married to Apostle Vivian Duncan, and together we pastor Divine Destiny Worship Center. Our headquarters is in Diego Martin, but we have branches in Chaguanas, Sangre Grande, in Faizabad, one in Tobago, and we have a branch in Antigua. For the new year, we have the Cracked Door Conference. We always open with the Cracked Door Conference with our eldest son, Donnell, and his wife, Angel. It will run from the 3rd of January to the 5th of January.
Hello everybody, I am Pastor Donnell Duncan.
And I'm Pastor Angel.
And we are excited to be coming down to Trinidad and Tobago for the Cracked Door Conference 2018. How do you feel about that?
It's going to be spectacular. We hope that you will come on out and listen to the content that we're going to be sharing at each session. You don't want to miss it. We're going to be talking about components from Pastor Donnell's book. And we're also going to be talking about ways that you can grow and understand your finances and also what the Lord has planned for you to prosper.
So January 3rd, January 4th, January 5th, 7 p.m. nightly at Divine Destiny Worship Center off Sardonyx Drive, opposite Sardonyx Drive in Diego Martin. We will be there. We will be excited. The Lord has a word for you. The Lord is going to do amazing things, and we're excited. On that Friday, January 5th, there's going to be an early session at 5 for the young people, for the students, for anybody who's in school, doing any kind of education. We used to call it the Book Back Blessing. There's a new name now. Come on out. Bring your books.
One day walk on water. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know your baby boy has come to make you new? And this child that you delivered would soon deliver you.
Hi, Hi, I'm Pastor Angel. I'm here with Pastor Donnell Duncan, and we are going to talk to him a little bit about the newest book called The Fish with the Coin in Its Mouth. We're hoping that we can learn a little bit more insight concerning the book, as it's going to be released and available to you very soon. Hello, Pastor Donnell.
Hi, Pastor Angel. How are you?
Wonderful. Well, we have a couple of questions that we want to just ask you concerning the book, because we believe the people that are going to read it, they're interested in knowing a little bit about the book as a preview so that they'll know what they can expect when they sit down to enjoy what you have put together. So the first question is, what inspired you to write your latest book, The Fish with the Coin in Its Mouth?
Well, there were many inspirations, but I'm going to give you like 3 big picture things. Number one, growing up in church, I have read and have heard many good messages on the spiritual dimension of financial prosperity, financial increase, etc. And then at the same time, I've also read many secular academic books on financial excellence and investing and things along those lines. And I felt like we needed to bridge the 2 worlds together. The spiritual side, the natural side into one. So that was one thing. Number 2, I am very sensitive to what I see going on in society. And I see certain demographics at the bottom consistently, and I see certain demographics at the top consistently. So it made me curious to begin to study what's going on inside of that and why and what can we do about it. And then number 3, my father introduced the term the fish with the gold in its mouth many years ago, and I never forgot it. And the time came for me to write a book about it. So I told him I was going to write a book about it, and I asked him to explain to me, what does this really mean? What is the fish with the gold in its mouth? And he explained to me the concept behind it, etc. And I was like, okay, I got this. And there you have it, the book, The Fish with the Coin in its Mouth, Embracing God's Financial Game Plan.
Excellent, excellent. How about this? Who is this book primarily written for, and what should the reader expect to glean after reading its content?
Well, definitely the Christian community, and a big focus on young professionals, people who are now really getting into the financial world, getting into that job, getting out of school into that place where they're starting to collect checks and they need to start making good decisions, because at this point in time, when you're now getting into this economic system, you want to start off right and you want to understand it.
Yeah, and it's very important because, you know, there's not a lot of guidance out there for young professionals when they first get their first check, as you say. So this is definitely a helpful resource.
And for everybody else who may be a little further along in the process, the book really does dig into each stage of what we would coin climbing the economic ladder, from entry level to middle management, to upper management, to getting to the point of entrepreneurship, to investing. So wherever you are on that scale. But the goal is to catch you early. So I definitely want to get to the younger people, the people now entering the system early. And those who are a little further along in the process, hey, we catch you where we can catch you.
Well, I guess it's never too late, huh?
No, it's not.
All right. Well, how about this? What is your favorite chapter in the book and why?
I'll tell you this. I keep getting more chapters. So thank God that the due date for this book is January 1st, 2018, because I keep getting more stuff. So my favorite chapter in the book was the Joseph Principle. And that chapter had to do with understanding what to do when there's an economic uprising, when there's an economic glut. What do you do then in preparation for the lean times? That was my favorite chapter. But I added a couple of secret chapters that will be in the version of the book that comes out on January 1st, 2018. I added a chapter on the future of money. And some people will see that when they get a copy of the book, where I talk about Bitcoin and talk about cryptocurrency, Ethereum, some of these other things. And then the end of money, I love that chapter because it's prophetic.
Yeah,
it talks about what's going to happen at the end of this story. It talks about nuclear prophecies, what's going to happen in terms of economic crashes, and what's going to happen to the earth, the world system. So yeah, that's my long answer to a short question.
Wow, that's exciting. I know that we can't wait to get into those particular chapters, especially the newest chapters that you've added. So that's exciting. What are some testimonies that you would hope to hear concerning the fish with the coin in its mouth?
But I definitely want people who don't understand some of the finer details of the economic system to be enlightened. I definitely want to hear of how people learn some of these things, because it's not really being taught the way we present it in the book. One of the biggest things we talk about in the book is if your mindset is below the level of your money will drop to meet your mindset. If your mindset's above the level of your money will rise to meet your mindset. And the book is all about helping you position your mindset at the highest level possible, using both scripture and very practical information.
Excellent, excellent. And finally, what is the fastest way that we can get our hands on this book? When is it available and where can we get it?
Well, definitely if you are in Trinidad, the book will be at Divine Destiny Worship Center. And if you are in Atlanta, we have books at the Body Church in Snellville. Visit our website, thebodychurchinc.org. And if you're anywhere in the world, including Atlanta, Trinidad, wherever, the best thing to do is go to Amazon.com on January 1st, and that book is going to be available immediately, midnight, as the clock strikes. And for more information, and if you forget everything, you go to the website for the book, thefishwiththecoin.com. That's thefishwiththecoin.com. All of the information will be there at thefishwiththecoin.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Pastor Donnell, for enlightening us and sharing all this wonderful information and insight concerning the book and how we might go about obtaining it.
And all right. And before we leave, let me chat a little bit about a couple of things, seeing that we do have a couple of minutes. When you open this book, one of the things you're going to realize is the foreword to the book is written by my father, Apostle Emmanuel Vivian Duncan, and I couldn't have had a better person to open the book. I did take the concept from him. So I had to approach him and say, all right, Daddy, I need you to go ahead and write a foreword to this book. And the goal of this entire study is to help people understand how money works and what they can do differently to be successful with their finances. A challenge that many of us face is we can only do what we know. Before I understood how investing worked, the only thing I knew was, hey, you go to work, you get yourself a good job, and then you do the best you can with that salary. I didn't understand that I could take my salary and I could multiply it, using the salary as a seed instead of a harvest. A principle that my father taught me. He said that if you see your check as the harvest for the work you've done during that bi-week or that month, that check is the largest it will ever be. If you see that check as seed that you can use for your business, to invest, to advance the cause of the kingdom, to do more with, that's the smallest the check will ever be. So when you look at this book, you're going to begin to understand what to do when you get that check. In addition, it also gives you really practical tools as to how to advance your career, because that's important. You know, there's no way you're going to make a lot more money if you're in the same position. There's only so much anybody can do in terms of compensation just because of pay scales. So there are tools, there are ways you can advance in your career, make moves, etc., etc., and then even move out of that into entrepreneurship, into becoming an investor. There's so much that is available in terms of information, and this was an opportunity that God gave us here during coffee shop conversations for a year to sit and write our books. And this is what the Lord gave us here. Embracing God's financial game plan. The fish with the coin in his mouth. So definitely, all of you who are in Trinidad, we are coming to Divine Destiny Worship Center. We're going to launch this book, The Fish with the Coin in Its Mouth, on December the 30th, 4 p.m. And definitely check out the church's website, divinedestinyworshipcenter.org, center with an R-E. Call the church number, 633-3780. That's 633-3780 to find out more about the book launch. And then we're also going to talk about it a little bit during the Crack Talk Conference 2018, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th of January, 7 p.m. each one of those evenings. We will be there. 3rd, 4th, 5th. The 3rd, 4th, 5th. We will be there at Divine Destiny Worship Center. This is a book you want to pick up. There will be limited copies, pre-launch versions of it at Divine Destiny Worship Center for the launch, for the conference. And whenever it runs out, that will be it. And at that point, the next batch of books will be ordered by Excelsior Book and Gift Center after the book is released on January 1st. And at that point in time, it's going to be everywhere. So definitely visit thefishwiththecoin.com. That's thefishwiththecoin.com. And you'll find out all the information you need. So thank you.
Did you know your baby boy has come to make you new? And this child that you delivered would soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy could calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? And when you kiss your little baby, you've kissed the face of God. Oh, Mary, did you know? The Lord of all creation. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy was heaven's perfect lamb? And the sleeping child you're holding is the great I
Have you ever said to yourself, I really wish I can understand the Bible better? I want to communicate with God better. I want to be able to share my faith with others. Have you ever said, I'm reading the Bible, but I do not really understand it? Well, if you have ever said any of those things, I have really good news for you. My name is Jemma Duncan. My husband and I, Apostle Vivian Duncan, are the pastors of Divine Destiny Worship Center. And we have what we call School of the Bible. We started since 2014, and I'm going to give you a little rundown as to what School of the Bible is about and how we can facilitate you in fulfilling the needs that you have expressed. School of the Bible is a one-year course that runs from January to December. Every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then we have 4 all-day quarterly sessions, one Saturday every 3 months. Inclusive in all of this, we have movies. Our main course material is the Bible. The Bible is the one and only resource book that you have to have. There are other resource materials that we will have on offer that you could choose to get or not get. If you choose, then you have to order those materials. But other than that, there are 7 manuals that we use. And these 7 manuals, we're going to see them on the screen, and I'll give you a little rundown as to what they are. The first manual, manual number 1, is the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible. Manual number 2 contains the historical books from Joshua to Esther. Manual number 3, the books of poetry from Job to Song of Solomon. Manual number 4 are the books of prophecy. And the books of prophecy, they are divided into 2 sections: major prophets from Isaiah to Daniel, and the minor prophets from Hosea to Malachi. Now, when you come to the school, we'll talk about why they are considered major and minor. Manual number 5, the New Testament books now. The books of history, the 4 Gospels from Matthew to John. Manual number 6 are what we call the Pauline epistles. The epistles written by Apostle Paul from Romans to Philemon. And then manual number 7 are the general epistles, and they have a variety of authors, and the book of Revelation, the one prophetic book in the New Testament. The manuals are simply written and user-friendly. They are easy to use, and you can use them as a tool for study in the future. This program is designed to meet your need to simply understand the Bible better. The Bible is the only text, as I said. Other resources are optional and are available on request. Ask for a brochure at 633-3780. And you'll see the number scrolling across the screen. The brochure will contain all the information that you may need. We are now open for registration for 2018. You can call us again at 633-3780. You can visit us at the church and make inquiries. You're going to be given any information that you want or given a brochure. You can drop in even if you're not coming to a service. The office is open from 10 from Tuesday to Friday, and you will get the information that you need. See you at School of the Bible 2018. Well, we've come to almost the end of a year. 2017 is far gone, and we should be in thankful mode. The fact that you are viewing me means that you survived 2017. I know it might have been challenging, and some of you look back with bittersweet memories, some good, some bad, and that's life. Life is a mix of some good, some bad. Sometimes we have a lot of good, with a little sprinkling of what we consider bad, and then for some people, wow, it's a lot of negatives, which is a little sprinkling of good to keep your head above the water. But we thank God. 2018 is a promise of something great. Every time we come to a juncture like this, our attitude should be that it's going to be better. You know, I'm looking forward to a much better year. And with you giving your life to God, you know, let Him take over your circumstances. Sometimes we struggle too much. I was talking to somebody recently, and I'm listening to her, and her head is busy. It's like a train station. And I said to her, you just need to float. Floating, I don't float. I'm not comfortable floating. I'm not lying down on that water. So in a short while, my foot had to be on the ground. I have to touch the sand. And it means, you know, I struggle to just give up everything. And floating gives the idea that you're not in control. You just abandon yourself, leave your body, and let the water take it where it goes. Well, you know, let me suggest that 2018, up from now on, we start afloat and let God take us wherever He wants to take us, and stop fussing, because we fuss about things that we can't change. And if I can't change it, why am I fussing? You know, distressing is very negative in terms of the damage it does to my body, and the situation is not changing. So then let's trust God. In His prophecy that the Lord has given us for this season, the Lord said to us, in quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. And I leave that with you this morning. I don't want you to ever forget that with God, everything is possible. God bless you real good.